What's the funniest thing that's happened to you during sex? I was with a girl who liked to wrestle a bit and be held down. Except she was a dancer with incredibly powerful legs and I underestimated her. And she accidentally kicked me in the chest and broke one of my ribs. Fatality. Flawless victory. As I was going down on my wife, the cat decided it would be a good time to climb and sit on top of my head. I tried to ignore it, but when she looked down she started laughing so hard that it killed the mood for the rest of the night. Pussy sandwich. Only the four-legged one was riding the crown of my head. Got so lost while hitting it from the back that I drooled all over her. IDKY, but I blame her for making me lose cognitive function for a bit. Well, at least now I know I'm not the only one, lol. Said bitch got cakes and it got US droolin'. Boyfriend was going down on me. He started doing a Cookie Monster impression while he was down there. Made me laugh so hard I let out a little fart right on his face. Coochie Monster. C is for coochie and that's good enough for me. We've been in an ongoing Nerf war since I want to say February. Recently she pulled a pistol from underneath her pillow and shot me point blank while I came. It's Nerf or nutting. Holy duck. Well done. I wish I was clever like this. When I first started dating my girlfriend I stepped on a bottle of lube spraying it all over her wall and then slipped on it. Fell on the floor. Then subsequently farted on impact. 2 seconds later the Canada Day fireworks went off in the harbor downtown. True story. I wish I could make that my signature move. Oh my god, that's ducking hilarious. That sounds like it would be straight out of a sitcom. / Curb Your Enthusiasm theme plays. Was doing it with someone and our friend knocks on the door. Hey, I have a question. Not now, insert mama here. Seriously, you guys want to throw around a baseball? Give him a football. Oh hi Mark. In middle of it, we heard her little brother jokingly yell from the other side of the door, don't be duck-eyeing. Then he ran in. Didn't have any time to hide, so I just stared at him. He yelled oh duck and ran out of the room. Other thing that is more embarrassing than funny, but my GF's mother has the tendency to either not knock at all or knock on the door, but no wait at all before ushering in. Most of the time we've managed to hide. Of course she probably always knows what has been happening, but at least she hasn't seen me fully naked a whole lot. But once my GF was sitting on top of me and her mom came in. GF managed to grab a blanket, but she literally sitting on top of me isn't obvious at all. _Reddit. No, her door doesn't have a lock. I'm acknowledging your privacy by knocking, but coming in anyway I smashes the door down immediately. Oh to my Mid-anal she decides she wants to 69. She gets off my dick and spins around to suck while I eat her out, and she must have relaxed too much because she took a shit on my face. We are getting married next year. Luckily she found it hilarious because I was mortified. Judy ducked the shit out of her. Holy crap. That's a shitty thing to say. She passed out while on top of me right before I had to leave, so I couldn't get up. And that was the first time I've ever used a sick day at work. What a call to make. Sorry I can't come in today. We did it and she passed out on top of me. Yeah, I'm that good. They pass out after from the pure joy. Should be in tomorrow. Unless it happens again. Apostrophe. I'm under lots of pressure from the wife. Ripped a fart accidentally when I came on her tits. Her face went from pleasure to just a dead stare while holding her tits. /oo /oo / for mobile. One of the very first times I ever had sex, I looked out my window to see my neighbor having sex with his girlfriend. He noticed me and nodded wasp mid-stroke. Later found out that the girl he was having sex with at that moment was my neighbor from the house that I had just moved away from like 6 months prior. My new neighbor was ducking my old neighbor and I saw them while having sex with my girlfriend. Small world. Small dick. She was on her knees, face down on the bed, and I ate her out. That ducking fart blast that just dripped right up my nose gave me a good scare. I've called off even on date nights over a mildly upset tummy just fearing this potential outcome on a night I merely assumed, oh god no, something embarrassing might happen. Man, with the right person you both would end up laughing. I did. And then soldiered on. I was on a mission. And the goal was to make her come. She did. But I've never seen a face looking so much like a tomato before. Still chuckle just thinking about it. Had a second date with a guy. He stayed the night. We made out, but didn't have sex. Then the next morning, I definitely blew him. And as he was coming, my roommate, who had been cooking bacon or something in the kitchen, set off the smoke detector. Something about the timing of the alarm going off as he was getting off just really made me laugh. Wait, are you sure you blew him? Definitely. I was sitting on his face for the first time while he ate me out, and I squirted without even realizing. Instant waterboard. I noticed he made a weird face and thought maybe I was smothering him too much, but instead he made a run for the bathroom to spit it all out. Killed the mood because we were laughing so hard, and now I joke to him about how he doesn't swallow. Successfully asserted dominance. I remember she had like the loudest queef ever, and she was so embarrassed, but I couldn't contain my laughter. Oh my god. I think I was crying of laughter. It wasn't the first time she had queefed during sex, but this time it was so loud, oh boy, I felt so bad afterwards. She became a bit self-conscious because I was her first ever sexual partner. So after the fact, I remember we sat down and talked about how it was natural and there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, she was my wife, so I obviously was supportive, but I'll never forget that loud ass queef. Ass queef contradictio in terminis. Contradictio in terminis, I raise you with expecto patronum. I was going down on my GF in high school. I was kneeling next to the bed with her legs hanging off the end. I was fully erect and my cat came from under the bed and licked the tip of my penis. Scared the shit out of me. If you have ever felt a cat's tongue, you'll know how horribly uncomfortable that felt on the tip of my member. Looks like your dick touched the wrong pussy. It was the wrong pussy that touched the dick. One of the first times I ever had sex with my wife, I was trying to jack off on her face, and I was using my spit as lube. She said, "You're getting spit on the face," but I heard spit on my face. So I did, and we both died of laughter. Goodness. First time and you're nutting on her face? Gotta do it right the first time. I had gone over to this guy's house wearing my new Vans shoes. I was in high school, so these $50 shoes were my Sunday's best. We went upstairs and started going at it. He was behind me and I was facing the window to the backyard. Like 5 minutes in, I see his dog run into the backyard and tear one of my new shoes apart all over the grass. I thought it was so funny I couldn't even be upset. I miss that dog. This was legitimately the only one in this entire thread that made me say oh no. You can wash poop off balls, or farts off faces, or whatever, but you can't uneat them Vans. I met a guy off of Craigslist once. I only share this story with my closest friends. So here goes nothing. I was trying to get over someone I loved who had just moved away. So I decided to do this on a whim. The guy from Craigslist literally looked like the spitting image of Paul Rudd. No joke. So I was like, duck, yes, let's do this. We started making out, and our clothes started coming off. Things start getting hot and heavy. I grab his hair to pull on it a little, and it ducking comes off. His hair was in my hands. I realized within about 5 seconds of silence that I had just pulled a toupee off of his head, and then I started to cry. Because wow, I can't trust anybody, not even their hair. I spent the next 10 minutes trying to convince him that I wasn't crying because of his toupee. It partially was and wasn't. Looking back at it now, I think it's hilarious. But at the time I was mortified. Look at us. Who would have thought? An ex of mine curled and farted right in succession when we were nearly at the point of climax. She was absolutely mortified, but I thought it was the funniest thing ever at the time, and it honestly just made me feel more comfortable with her. It was However, very sad how bad she felt about it. She legitimately thought I would never want to touch her again simply for having natural bodily emissions. Honestly, it never fails to depress when I hear the kinds of things that partners think will make me less attracted to them. Thank you for being a voice of reason. I can't believe women shame themselves and get shamed by some incredibly unrealistic standards. We're all just trying to stay alive. Turns out the headboard was exactly the right height to sit on for a BJ. Turns out the headboard wasn't strong enough to hold his weight. Probably when I lost my virginity, accidentally poked her in the butthole from behind, and she turned around, stuck a finger in my face, and sternly said no. I laughed and told her it was an accident, and we proceeded from there. Also, that one time my roommate carded my locked bedroom door during a party. I was balls deep in my FWB doggy style and another friend was standing next to him. Slammed the door shut, and then I heard him scream my eyes through the wall. Can't remember if we finished or not. Is it even party 6 if a mate hasn't bathed in mid-duck? Funny story. We decided that it would be a good idea to try something new, dating for nearly 2 years at this point, and went to have sex in the shower. Foreplay happened. The shower was on. To add to the disaster, I knocked my shampoo by accident, but we shrugged it off. Last thing I knew, he slipped on the shampoo and we both went down. He cracked his pelvis, nothing too dangerous, so he was fine after some months, and I had a cut on my lip because I bit it by accident when we fell. We are not dating anymore, but we are still friends, and we still laugh about it. My dog licked his balls while we were in doggy style. With the dog or yo-so, yes. This is with my current so. A few months ago we were getting hot and heavy and his absolute best friend called in the middle of it. Without missing a beat, my boo answered the call. Still thrusting. His friend was inviting us both out to go eat brunch. Watching this man just smiling down at me, trying his absolute best not to make it sound like he's having sex, while still very much having it, and talking about his favorite food made me laugh my ass off. Needless to say, we never finished, but duck, it made my day. Marry him. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.